Hey, it's Tony talking car biz. Today's vehicle video, a 2022 Toyota Sienna XSE front wheel drive. White is the color on this one, and the XSE has the black trim on the exterior. Today's video, I'm going to go inside this XSE and take a look at all the interior features. This is video number 2. Be sure and catch the exterior overview video as well. There'll be a link at the end of this one. This video is going to be about probably 20 minutes long, so sit down, relax, grab a cup of coffee. I'm going to show you all the bells and whistles on the interior of the XSE Sienna for 2022. So let's head inside. We're going to stop on the door first. I want to show you the features in the door panel here. So the interior on this one is going to be black. But what's interesting is the door panels themselves are also kind of a light gray finish on the XSE with the black trim. So we've got kind of a padded upper armrest here, and then you're going to see a lot of this orange stitching as well on the inside. Kind of a metallic gray faux wood treatment here with silver painted trim and a silver door handle. Power mirrors, power door locks, power windows up and down, all 4 auto up and down. And on the Sienna, even this window right here goes up and down, and it has auto up and down feature as well. There's a little storage cubby down here, coins and such, speaker down here in the door, and then a place for 2 different size bottles there in the door. And then on the lower part of the door there is a puddle light there as well. As we turn our attention to the interior, this is going to have the black interior I mentioned before, and this is a Softech fabric seat, so not leather, Softech. You can see that orange stitching, contrast stitching on here as well, and then there's a little bit of a pattern on the back of the seat, but no real pattern on the base of the seat. We do have height adjustable headrest, also height adjustable seat belts, and then side airbags are built right into the seat, so the airbags move forward with the seat, keeps them in an optimal position. Now the Sienna is an all-wheel drive, or I'm sorry, a hybrid, and on the Sienna the hybrid battery is actually underneath the front seats, and that's what that vent is there. That's the cooling fan for the hybrid battery. So take a look over here on the dashboard. There's 4 vents, just like this one, up and down, on and off. Again, some of that orange stitching, and this is actually a padded fabric dashboard right here, so that's not hard plastic. And then we've got a storage cubby here. This is a rubber lined storage, so things won't slide around or rattle. Then there's a variety of buttons here. Traction control on and off, automatic high beams on and off, 120 volt converter, which we have on this one as an extra feature that turns that on and off, dimmer switch for the dash lights, and also odometer and trip reset, fuel door reset or opening, which is here on the driver's side, and then the power door, we can turn off the switch for that. Hood release is down here, gas, brake, and dead pedal where you would expect them. We do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. It's kind of like that old Vice style, so it's not an automatic or a power tilting steering wheel. Let's jump inside, sit down, and take a look. So behind the wheel of the Sienna, just wanted to let you know the camera is nearly touching my nose, and I do that so you can see the visibility out the front of the Sienna, and it really has terrific visibility. Those outside mirrors are huge and really cover your blind spots. The steering wheel on the XSE is leather wrapped. It is a perforated steering wheel. This one is not a heated steering wheel on here. It is an option, part of a cold weather package, but it's perforated leather here, solid leather here, and then down on the inside more of that orange stitching that we saw over on the door kind of surrounds the entire inside of the steering wheel. Driver's side airbag, of course, chrome Toyota badge, a little bit of silver trim up and around the switches here, and then a little bit of gloss black trim down here, and we'll see more of that when we get up into the center there, the center console. So on the steering wheel, we've got cruise control settings are here, dynamic radar cruise control setting is here, lane departure on and off, and then you can change your sound system mode and stations right here. And then over on the left-hand side, these are the controls for the multi-information center, which is up in the gauge cluster. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. We do have Bluetooth connectivity for your smartphone, and also voice activation, and then the volume for your sound system. As far as your washer wiper controls, they're going to be over on this side of the steering wheel, and you've got rear washer wiper controls. Both front and rear have intermittent settings on them. And then over on the left-hand side, this is where we have our headlight controls. We do have automatic on and off for your headlights, as well as the automatic high beam, low beam situation. We also have your fog light controls are right up here, which again, all of your exterior lighting, headlights, fog lights, all of that are all LED lights. And then I'm going to go ahead and I just want to start it up so y'all can see the gauge cluster when you do start this Sienna in the morning. I've got the keys here somewhere. Here we go, in my pocket. I wanted to point out that it does come with the smart keyless entry system. So you see there's a number of switches: lock, unlock, left and right power doors, rear power door, and then you have the panic button to hold. And you actually have push button start. So the push button start is going to be right down here. So foot on the brake, we'll go ahead and fire it up here. So right now I've got the vehicle set up in EV mode, and if I turn EV mode on and off, what that does is it actually prevents the engine from starting up. But right now it needs a little bit of a boost, so I let it go ahead and start up. On the left-hand side of the gauge cluster, we've got our monitoring system for our hybrid synergy system, charging, eco, and power. We've got our engine temperature gauge, and then on the right hand side there's our speedometer and our fuel gauge, and again the gas door is going to be over on the driver's side. Take a look at the information center. That's right down the middle of the gauge cluster here. So we've got this information center here, and we can toggle or control the settings right here on the steering wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can see we've got a digital speedometer, outside temperature, digital clock, lane tracing is on right now. I'm just going to flip through. It's running low, really low on fuel, so I'm going to have to boogie on through here. There's our compass, audio settings, so we can change our radio stations and such. There's our trip information, and here's our safety sense. So lane tracing assist, pre-collision, blind spot monitoring, parking assist, rear cross traffic alert, road sign assist, right? So there is a lot of different things in here, and you can turn them on and off based on your individual preference. So if I want to turn off pre-collision, I can turn that off. If I want to turn it back on, I can do that too. I just go back over, tap on it, and turn it back on. So you can really personalize those safety features for your own liking. And the Sienna does have all of Toyota's most up-to-date safety features on here as well. Go ahead and turn off that heating and air conditioning. We'll take a look at our center stack. So this particular Sienna does have the XLE Plus package. So with the XLE Plus package, you pick up, you've got a 9-inch touchscreen with dynamic navigation. Also, this is the JBL audio system. So we've got extra speakers, 12 speakers on this one, including some additional speakers up here in the A pillars up front. So a total of 12 speakers, and then there is a huge subwoofer in the trunk. I'll show you that later. But that's all included in the XLE Plus package. That's going to be a $1,000 package, and that not only includes the sound system, but also includes the roof rail system, also includes the wireless charging system, which I'll show you in just a second. So a lot of great features for that additional package. Of course, we have Amazon compatible, Alexa compatible, and Apple CarPlay compatible, all here built into the system. And then we also have, if I get over to the audio side of it, Sirius XM satellite radio, and you do get 3 months of the Platinum subscription service at no charge. After that, it is a monthly fee. As we move down the center console, we come to our heating and air conditioning controls. So it is an automatic temperature control system. You can set up and dial in whatever temperature you want it to be. Notice I've got it set up in a sync mode right now, so you can make both of them the same, or you can independently adjust those as well. Tap sync and they bring them back together. Here's our rear window defrost. Here's our front window defrost. Here's our, rear heating and air conditioning controls, and then rear window defrost, which also heat up the outside mirrors. So those are heated there to get the ice and snow off of the outside mirrors. And then finally, we do have our heated seat controls for up front. So there's 3 temperatures for front, driver, and passenger. So there's your passenger, and here's your driver setting for the heated seats over here as well. So a lot of great comfort, convenience features right there at your fingertips. I'm going to go ahead and switch into rear wheel drive, or into reverse, I'm sorry, so you can see the backup camera. It's got a really nice backup camera. You can see I've got it running, so that's your exhaust coming out. The one thing it does not have is it doesn't have path projection. So as I turn the steering wheel, it doesn't project my direction of travel, but it is a nice big screen, clear, easy to see, and hopefully will save you backing up over your kids' bikes in the driveway. As we head down the center console, I did want to point out this large package tray that runs all the way over across here. It's really nice. It's kind of a metallic finish, so it looks nice on there. What I will say about it is it's not rubber lined, it's hard plastic. So when you put stuff up in here, it will rattle around. I wish they had a rubber liner on there to prevent that from happening. There is a little bit of a bump here that prevents stuff from sliding all the way across, but it is pretty slippery, so I'd expect to see it slide a little bit up in that area. This one does have the wireless charging system, so if you turn that on and then drop your smartphone on there, if you have a wireless charging smartphone like I do, you can see it automatically begins to charge. If you don't have a wireless charging, or you have multiple devices, you still have the USB opportunity right here to plug that in. And again, that's part of the XSE Plus package, which includes the sound system as well. Moving back on the center console, this entire area is kind of a faux metallic trim. It's all plastic, but it looks metallic. It kind of has a wood grain pattern or texture to it. I think it looks pretty nice. It just feels like plastic, and of course it is. 2 cup holders here, place right there for the smartphone, so you can just go ahead and drop it right there if you don't need to charge or you're not using the wireless charging. As far as your transmission goes, CVT automatic transmission, leather wrap shifter. We swing it back here. We do have the ability to shift manually or kind of do a simulated shift if that's what you want to do. We also have our electronic parking brake hold right here, EV mode, and then we have our drive modes. So the drive modes allow you to choose between normal, sport, and eco, and you can kind of toggle with the switch. Now there's no visual indicator down here for the switch, but if you look up in the gauge cluster, you can see up above, notice the gauges change to red. So red in this case is indicating sport, and then if I toggle backwards, I've got normal, which is white, and then all the way back green, which is eco, which is completely different than other Toyotas. Not completely. In other Toyotas, sport is red, normal is white, and eco is actually blue. But in the Sienna, eco is green. So you do have that visual indicator to let you know what drive mode you're in. Of course, you should be able to tell the difference in the performance yourself as well. This area here has a slot, kind of another place to be able to drop your smartphone, or if you have a small tablet like an iPad mini or something like that. But then underneath there are 2 cup holders. And you can see that slot there, great place to maybe drop your pocketbook. As far as the center console, 2 armrests, and you can see again we've got Softech fabric with the orange stitch that runs along here as well. Not sure why they always use orange on these, but it does look nice. And then so 2 separate armrests here, and then this part right here is your storage compartment for your center console. And you can see, I'll just crank up the light here, you can see it's really quite deep. And then over on this side there's a USB-C and a standard USB port. And I'll just switch off the light just so you can see they are backlit with a nice pale light on there. And then this just pops up just like so. So here's a quick look at the passenger side. There's your passenger seat, power sliding moonroof, which also has that shade that you can open and close. Passenger assist grip, side curtain airbags up in the A pillar there. Same features on the door that we saw over on the driver's door, so pockets for bottles and coins and such. Also this nice package tray or storage tray goes all the way across. We do have a nice size glove box with, of course, your owner's manuals, and there is a key lock on there to add some additional security. The dashboard on this side does have a passenger airbag as well as the side curtain airbag, and then the JBL audio system has that extra speaker up there, and there's some vents as well. This is all padded Softech fabric up here on the dash. So that's a quick look inside up front. Let's jump into the back seat. So heading into the back seat, couple features I want to mention. These are dual power doors, so you can tug on the handle to open the door and it'll open automatically. But on the Sienna now they have power doors which have the kick feature on all 3 doors. So as long as you have your keys in your pocket or in your hand, you can swipe underneath with your foot and the door will open like that. The more you do it, the more you kind of figure out the sweet spot on here. Or of course you can use your keyless remote as well to do that. But in order for that to work, those front doors have to be closed as well as the back door, and the keys have to be in your pocket or on your person. If they're inside the car, that's not going to work. It's got a really nice low step up, so if you have folks who have a hard time getting in and out of cars, seniors and such, that's going to be huge. It opens up really nice. And then take a look at this huge assist handle here. So this is the full length of, almost the full length of the door. It's rubber coated, so it's slip resistant. That's going to be good for your little ones and adults to be able to get in. There's also a power switch down here to be able to open and close the door. Both seats up front do have pockets on the backs of them. And then the rear second row seats have folding armrest on all 4 seats. Same fabric, Softech, same contrast stitching with the orange, adjustable height, adjustable headrest. Notice the seat belt's connected to the seat, so it moves with the seat, as well as the airbags are in those seats as well. Now the seats themselves do not remove the second row, but you can see the rail system here allows you to slide them all the way forward and just about all the way to the back or the front of the back seat. So the ability to slide these seats forward and backwards is pretty amazing. It's not something I can do with one hand though, unfortunately. I keep trying to, but you have to pull up on this and then you have to be able to move it ahead. Well, there I was able to do it, but it's not all that easy. Be really cool if on the premium editions like the Platinum, if there was a push button that power slid it forward. But really nice, comfortable seats. We're going to go in the trunk here in just a bit, but I did want to show you the back a little bit from this perspective. There's a ton of space back there. There's that JBL subwoofer I'm going to show you as well. But you can see these tracks do slide all the way to the back of the front seat, or the front of the back seats, I should say. So a lot of flexibility for moving these seats, but they do not come out. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in and show you the interior. Here's a quick look from the back seats looking forward, and you can see that cockpit up there is just super well laid out. Lots of room. I've got the sunroof open here, So when you're sitting back here, you really have a good view out from the back. These back windows are huge, kind of like watching the world go by. It's really, really interesting. There are shades for these windows. I mentioned before that these windows do also go up and down. They also have privacy glass, but they have these retractable shades, which are nice to put up if you've got kids sitting in car seats and you want to get them out of the sun. That's going to be handy. Passenger assist grips, dry cleaning. Here's your rear seat vents. Overhead lighting back here. I've got it shut off up front so I can't turn it on. This one does not have the entertainment system, but up here overhead we do have our automatic temperature control. So you've got separate controls for the back seat. This is a 3-zone heating and air conditioning system, so that's really cool. As far as the center console, there's a couple charging opportunities right here. This is a nice place to hang headphones. And then way down below, that's where we've got cup holders. And then this one has the 1500 watt plug in there, and that is an extra charge. But if your kids have gaming systems, that's going to be a good way to keep them fully charged and entertained. There's nothing in the middle here, which is going to make it easy if kids want to kind of scoot in and out between these, so nothing to trip over. There are little extra cup holders down here as well, kind of for your bottles of water. And then also you'll notice that there's places down in the doors, there's little pockets, power windows, there's a speaker right there. So a lot of comfort, convenience features in the back seat for your back seat passengers. And then of course these seats do recline, and you've got folding armrest on both sides. So it really is a premium minivan. I know I'm a little bit partial, but it's got to be one of the best ones on the market in my opinion. Let's go ahead and take a look in the trunk. Okay, so back here, this is a power lift gate, and you can use the kick or you can use your remote. A lot of different ways to get inside of here. Here's that JBL audio subwoofer that's part of the XSE Plus package. Now this is with the seats up, and you can see this huge storage area down here. There's plenty of room for luggage and suitcases, while being able to seat 3 passengers back here. This one, as I mentioned, has the 1500 watt converter, so that there's another opportunity to plug in. You can also put a cargo net back in here as well. There is a storage spot over on this side for more cargo storage. And then as far as these seats and the operation of them, 60%, 40%, you can fold them up or down or mix and match. Really, really easy to drop these seats. So Toyota says it takes about 8 pounds of weight or pressure. So you basically just pull this bar right here and then pull it back towards you and then let it drop down into the area there. And so I did that with one hand, very little effort there. So really just one thing to do. And if you're going to run some long items up in there, then you also want to kind of flip this little flap over, and it kind of bridges the gap, if you will, there. But then look at how much cargo room there is. I've got that seat right there all the way forward, slid all the way forward, and still have plenty of room for passengers on this side. And then of course you can drop that one down as well. Did want to point out in the back seat here, there's cup holders on this side, vents up there, reading lights, and then USB ports over on that side, 2 of them over by the cup holders there. As far as taking these seats back or putting these seats back up, pretty easy to do. Just basically going to do the reverse. So you pull this up, it's going to drop down, it'll make a crashing noise. That's perfectly fine. We want to make sure it latches into place. And then just grab a hold of this little handle here, bring it up, let go, and the seat fixes right into position. Now, there's also child safety seat tethers right here. And there's also hooks here, and these are good for your plastic grocery bags. You hang them over there and everything doesn't fall out of the bags. So a real nice, easy way to get your stuff loaded up, especially if you're picking up your groceries at the store and they're loading. They're going to be able to load those in there and get you enough food in here to feed all the kids to fill all these seats. So that's the trunk. of the Sienna XSE with the power liftgate. I just push the button and away it goes, takes care of itself. So that's your 2022 Toyota Sienna XSE edition, and this is the XSE Plus package. So on the exterior you get that black luggage rack system up top with that XSE Plus package, and then there's a whole bunch of things that they include on the interior. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you want more like it, be sure and subscribe to our channel. And then also at the end of this video, there'll be a link for my interior overview, which I'm going to go ahead and record later today. So look for that on the channel as well, and learn all about all the great features on the interior of this 2022 Sienna XSE edition. This is Tony talking car biz. Thanks for watching.